Okay, so welcome back, and if you're new, welcome. Hope you enjoy my channel. Today, we are going to learn how to mix henna. And so, let's get started. So as you can see, I have an envelope right there, and that's to keep my counter from changing color, because this is pretty messy. So currently I am putting in distilled water. I use distilled water because it doesn't have, the metal and things as such as tap water does. So I always use distilled water for mixing. So what we want is to make sure that the mix sort of look like pancake batter. So I didn't pour too much water in. I really didn't measure the water. I put in a little at a time until I got to that desired amount or that desired cake batter look. So I should be wearing gloves because of how messy henna is. But not only that, but because my fingernails can get discolored from the henna, but I don't have on gloves. So make sure you wear gloves if you do not want your nails discolored and henna all over your hands. So add small amounts of water until you get a good mix. Make sure, everything is mixed, but keep adding water. I wouldn't put too much in at a time because then you don't want it to get too soupy, because you still want it to have some type of, thickness to it. You don't want it watered down. So just small amounts until you get a good mix. I've also found that if I wash my hand really good after this, it doesn't stay. As long as you make sure you wash it off before, it starts to settle, you should be okay. Now I am mushing it to make sure I have any hard powder in between there. This is a little too thick. I don't want it that thick. Let's use this spoon. And I've heard not to use metal. I've also heard that it doesn't matter if you use metal, but it's to your discretion. If you want to be a daredevil and use metal, then go for it. If you don't, then use your plastic utensils and go from there. So let's see. Still not as I would like. We want it to be kind of like soupy, kind of drooping down. So we'll keep adding more water. And by the way, this may look like a lot, and even if it is a lot, after I'm done, whatever I don't use, I can use it for my deep conditioner. So it's okay if you overmake it, just use it for your deep conditioner. But and you have to store it in the refrigerator. But if you'd rather over than under. So you don't want to mix it and then realize you have a big head like me and you need more. Then you definitely don't want to do that, because this is a long process. Of course, you gotta wait for an hour, no, 2 hours, sorry, 2 hours or more for it to settle, and then wait after you apply it to your hair. So you don't want to mix it and then find out after you're halfway through that you don't have enough and you have to start the process all over again. That would not be good. So this pasty is perfect. Want it to be pasty. Okay, get the size here. Like I said, this is messy. So I'm adding the coconut oil. And the reason I'm adding the oil, because we all know that henna can dry out your hair. So if you don't want it to dry out your hair, then definitely add the oils to prevent that from happening. Drops of jojoba oil. 1, 2, 3. About 10 or more. Okay. So I love to add in here honey. And regular raw honey is fine. That should be enough. No, I didn't measure it, but I use the same amount of honey in all my hair products, so I just put enough to my satisfactory. It's not like it's gonna be like, oh, it's too much honey. It's fine. Just mix it all up. Make sure you mix it pretty good. And just at this point, just making sure I've mixed it good. Making sure it's good and mixed. It's still a little lumpy, whatever, that's okay. It's not a big deal. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we're going to cover this for, you could cover 3 to 6 hours. It's to your discretion how patient you are and also how light you want it to be. Remember, the longer you leave it, the lighter it is going to make your hair. So also be conscious of that. Don't touch this, you guys. I don't care, so I touch it, but if you don't want this stuff on your hair, don't touch it. Okay. And that's how we prep our henna. Now I am going to film a part 2 of what I do after the 6 hours. So stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, click on that bell so you're notified when I make posts. And until next time, you guys be well. Thank you. So it's been about 5 or 6 hours, and I'm going to open it. And here's the color. It's no longer green, and this should be a perfect color.